Hi, I'm Ulysses, and I want to talk with you a little bit about how I make comic books with traditional media. This comic book we're looking at is called Dead Man's Hand. I got this idea while going for a walk, and I just wanted to do a scene that was intense and violent and would be entertaining in a way that snaps you out of your maybe your boredom. So I start with coming up with the idea while I'm on my walk, and then when I get back, I start making notes. As you can see here, they're like scribbled, they're kind of frantic, and because comics is a visual medium, you got to think about the visual presentation right away. So I did, my rough layouts, and these aren't um, meant to be beautiful. They're just meant to, they're notes to myself. And some of them are crossed out. And eventually I kind of settle on a layout. And then I start moving to the official paper, which is this Strathmore 11 by 17. This has blue guidelines around the edges that kind of tell you, where what your live area is, and also has really useful guidelines for breaking up your page in thirds, which is good for following the rule of thirds composition. Um, and so if you're an artist out there, you don't know about the rule of thirds, you should look it up. It's very useful. So then I move to my blue pencil and I put down my blue line. Blue line is for putting down like the layouts, right? So placing the elements on the page in a proper, something that's compositionally sound and that, makes sense, that looks like these people are actually there and the elements are actually there. So I don't add any details, kind of pretty much just blobs, just so that I know where the places go. And it's in blue because blue is easy to remove in post processing in Photoshop once I've scanned it in. Then I move to red, which red is also easy to remove in post processing. And this is where I start to draw the actual comic. But I don't add any detail, shading, rendering, or anything like that. They're just line work. So I use the blue layer to kind of guide where my figures and objects and all that are actually have to be drawn. Then I moved to pencils, and I neglected to film this part, but here's an example of a page that's completely penciled. You can see I more or less followed the red lines, but I just added detail, added my hatching, my rendering, my shading, all that stuff. Then, probably my favorite part goes to inking. Inking, I'm using a dip pen, so the for the black ink. So I use the dip pen as opposed to regular felt pen or micron pens because first, the dip pen is more responsive to pressure, angle, and speed. So I can do a lot more variety of line types using this type of pen. But also the ink goes on, thicker, and it seems to be adhere more to the page. Whereas before I used microns, and when I erased my pencils or under the ink, the eraser would pick up some of the ink, and it would make the lines look weaker. And then you'd have to do a lot more post-processing to make it look right, and it doesn't always look right. So for those reasons, I find the dip pen better to work with. But I find it's just more enjoyable. It's kind of like working with a brush. I just find it fun, and I like the entering the zone where you have to pay attention to how much ink is in the inkwell, and you gotta re-dip, and you can't dip too much. And I like the rhythm of that. And then I scan it, I put it in Photoshop, and I start to do my post-processing, which is pretty simple. I'm mostly just removing the blue and red pencil and then boosting the blacks so that they appear really rich on the screen, or eventually in print. So that's how I make a comic book from scratch using traditional media. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're interested in this comic book, which I believe will be very entertaining, my goal is basically to kind of give you some sort of visual whiplash. So I hope you'll subscribe to comicsodyssey.substack.com for getting this free comic book and all my future free short story comics delivered to your inbox as they are published. There's also articles on there and all sorts of interesting tidbits and all sorts of plans I have for the future. Get in on the ground floor, and see you there at comicsodyssey.substack.com.